Greetings, good people, and welcome once more to Webfoot TV. Webfoot TV is the platform where we simplify, we demystify, and we exemplify elementary mathematics for your understanding. Webfoot has been doing a great job as far as elementary mathematics is concerned by doing all to lay down a ground foundation for your study in mathematics, science, or technology. At Work and Philanthropy Foundation, we do not only teach elementary mathematics, but we equally engage into the preservation of our environment as well as humanitarian activities. To know more about Work and Philanthropy Foundation, you can visit our website at www.wapfou.com. Wapfou is WAPFOU.com. With this, you'll be able to see what we have been doing and decide whether you can partner with us, cooperate with us, so that we can work together for the benefit of humanity. Before we go into the lesson of today, we just want to call on you to join us in our initiative to assist underprivileged learners in local communities. We have an initiative for this year, 2023, and this is to assist learners who are facing challenges and difficulties in making up with what it requires to study. Join us as we assist them. You can get the link in the description. Go through to see how you can be of help as far as this project is concerned. In our last lesson, we talked about geometry, and the last aspect of geometry we discussed were pyramid, cones, and sphere. This was our last lesson as far as geometry is concerned, and today we'll be doing something new. However, we still have some few lessons we'll be looking at in future, which has to do with the surface area of pyramids, and these are the different types of pyramids, perhaps with a triangular base, a rectangular base, or a square base. With this, we would have applied the knowledge that we have already learned in the different aspects of geometry. With this said, today we are going to do something new, and that is rates. By the end of our lesson today, you should be able to connect the same or different quantities in the form of rates. Now, what are rates? Perhaps from these few examples on the board, you will understand what we mean by connecting different or the same quantities, and through the examples we are going to solve today, you will understand better how to solve problems in rates. Follow up with us as we go together and see what to do if you are faced with a question in rates. Now let's read this together to see how different quantities or the same quantities are connected. The first one says, if a car travels 96 kilometers in 1.5 hours, it means it travels at a rate of 32 kilometers per hour. Take note, it travels at a rate of 32 kilometers per hour. Now the quantities we have are kilometers and hour, and these are connected in rates as 32 kilometers per hour. The second example is, if a real estate company pays an agent $1,000 for selling a house at $8,000, he is paid at a rate of $2 per $16. Here we have the same quantities but connected in rates as dollars in dollars. You see, he is being paid at a rate of $2 per $16. So this is what we are talking about, where different quantities are connected or the same quantities are connected in rates. Now let's solve some examples together to better understand how to solve problems in rates. Here is our first example, and it says, how much will a man pay as income tax in a year if he earns a monthly salary of 400,000 francs? Note that he does not pay tax for the first 2 months of the year, and the rate of tax is 50 francs per 1,000 francs. So take note of the rate of tax, which is 50 francs per 1,000, and his income is 400,000 francs, as well as you've been asked to calculate the total. You have been asked to calculate the total income tax that will be paid in a year and not in a month. So take note of this as we are going to handle the solution carefully. Going to the solution, the first thing to identify is the monthly salary. In a month, he earns 400,000 francs. From the monthly salary, we can calculate the annual salary or the whole income for the year. So here we can mention annual income, which will be equal to 400,000 times 12 months. In 1 year, we have 12 months and he's earning this per month. So to find for the whole year, you multiply for the month by 12 months. And this will give us a total of 4,800,000 francs. If we have annual income as 4,800,000 francs, we can calculate the taxable income because not all this is taxed. He has a tax holiday of 2 months. So we're going to calculate the taxable income, which means we're going to subtract 2 months from the 12 months. Now we identify the taxable income or taxable amount, which will be 4,800,000 minus the salary for 2 months will be 400,000 times 2, which is going to give us 800,000. So we subtract 800,000 from 4,800,000, and this is going to give us a total of 4 million francs. If we have the amount that will be taxed, then we can identify the tax rate. What is the rate of tax? The rate of tax is 50 francs out of every 1,000 francs. That's the meaning of 50 francs per 1,000. It means out of every 1,000, he pays 50 francs. That's what we call tax rate, or that's how it can be interpreted. Now let's go ahead to calculate the total tax for the year. Therefore, total yearly tax will be equal to tax rate, which is 50 over 1,000 multiplied by the taxable amount, which is 4 million over 1. So you can simplify 1, 2, 3. We'll simplify 1, 2, 3, and we're left with 5 times 40,000, and this will give us a total of 200,000 francs. Therefore, for the whole year, he is going to pay a total of 200,000 francs as tax from his yearly income of 4 million. If this is understood, then we can move on to the next example, which will facilitate or will better foster our understanding of rates. In our second example, it says an electricity company charges $58.25 for the first 100 units of electricity consumed. If it further charges $64 for every subsequent unit consumed, calculate the charges for 250 units of electricity consumed. These are different quantities. We have price and we have units of electricity. So let's do this together and see what the total charges will be. Now, what is the first thing to do? The first thing is to identify the charge of the first 100 units. Costs of first 100 units will be equal to, remember, is charging 58.25. So we multiply this by 100 units. And with our knowledge of multiplication in decimals, if we are multiplying by a power of 100, we move the decimal place to the right 2 times. So this will move 1, 2, and it will give us a total of $5,825. This will give us $5,825. That is for the first 100 units consumed. Now, our second statement will be to identify the subsequent units. Altogether, there are 200 units consumed, but we've already calculated for the first 100. So, subsequent units equal to 250, which is the total, minus the first 100 units. And this will give us a total of 150 units. This is the subsequent. Now we can find the total cost of the subsequent unit because it's not the same as the first 100. So for the second or the subsequent units, we can find the costs of subsequent units, which will be equal to 150 units multiplied by, this time around, not $58.25 but $64, and this will give us $9,600. This is for the subsequent unit. Therefore, total costs of 250 units, that is all, will be equal to $5,825 plus $9,600, and this will give us a total of $15,425. This is what you are supposed to do if you are asked to calculate for electricity or for water or for any other thing as far as rates are concerned. This is all we had for you today, and we believed you enjoyed the lesson and of course you learned something. If you did, always consider giving us a thumbs up by liking our videos, subscribe to our channel, and equally share your thoughts in the comment section so that we can improve on the service. In our next lesson, we are going to be looking at ratios. It is going to be thrilling. Don't miss this lesson as we have much to deliver. Until we meet in our next lesson, it is goodbye from us. Thank you.